Hey, I figured it out. I remembered. I told you I was thinking I had something in it. It was before I went to bed, so I was gone. And now it's back. Number one, I will be in the city tomorrow with my friend Vanessa, who I showed you. Anytime I go to the city, she's always there with me. So we're going to be in the city to see a play reading, meaning actors that are there to read through a play. Who knows? They may be doing the show. Not that day, but they may be doing the show eventually, and they're just doing a read through, but they want people to come in. You know, sometimes actors like going in to see other actors read and figure out how they come to their character and what they bring to the story. And I've never seen one, and I'm looking forward to it. And it's my friend Vanessa's teacher. So we'll see where it goes. That's number one. Number two, the topic for today. Sex in the City. I remember back in my college days, I used to hang out with 4 girls who were Sex in the City before Sex in the City. When I think about them, when I think back to Sex in the City and those girls, I can easily put each and every one of them in every category, but not as definite. Because I know they had to do it for the show to get a definite this and this and this and this. But I saw them. When I went to school at FIT, there were 3 separate dorms. And I lived in the basic dorm. Then there was the second dorm, which was dorm slash kind of, not even apartments, but just, it didn't allow for food, so you had to go and basically buy your own food. And it was like a mini studio. But it was still a dorm. And then there was the ones that were, and there was the big dorms where there was like 4 to a room. When I first went there, I lived in the basic dorm, which was 2 to a room. So these were my friends from a 4 to a room dorm. And they were basically Sex in the City. Every one of them was each character. One was, there was an Amanda, there was a Charlotte, there was a Carrie, and a Samantha. Each were one. When I think back to how these girls were, it's kind of clear. But they were different in the sense of they were ballsier. And I missed hanging out with them. I was like Sex in the City and the black chick. That was me. I just stood out and watched them, and it was interesting. I'm sorry that I haven't kept up with them and spoken to them since then. And I feel bad because I remember I went back a few years ago and I was introducing all of them and I forgot their name, and she looked at me like, how dare you? And not in a snobby way, like she was crushed. So I want to say I'm sorry, because that was dumb on my part. Because now I can't forget her name. And I'm not going to tell you because that's not my place. But it was a good time. In my FIT days, I'm talking like the late 80s, early 90s. So the height of fashion, where early fashion designers and New York was really opening up, and we had like Christy Turlington, Linda Evangelista, Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, Claudia Schiffer, you name it. That was that age where that was the height of fashion, where supermodels were talked about. And Tyra Banks, that was that age. I was right in the heart of the city designing fashion and in the top fashion school. I didn't realize how lucky I was, because I was in a great school and it was a great time, and I had a wonderful teacher. And I know I've talked to you guys about her. Anna Ishikawa, little Japanese lady, scared the living daylights out of me. She had short shaved hair. She had, she was just always like this. She hardly smiled. She had glasses. She was stiff. She was like, White. She always referred to me like that. That's my last name, by the way. White. White. She would never say my full name. She would just say my last name. Well, because, I was the only black person named White in the class, so I could kind of take it. But officially, she taught me how to draw fashion. I have never stopped drawing the way I draw because of her. To this day, I can still draw a figure. I could still just get a pen and paper. I know exactly how to draw a fashion figure. And I know what's their idea of fashion figures, and it's called a croquis. For anybody that wants to know, a croquis is, whenever you see a fashion design picture, you always see this tall, skinny picture of a girl. That's a croquis. And you see my head. Just imagine my head, 10 of my heads up and down. That is the standard size of a croquis, meaning your model has to appear to be that tall and that long. And in some cases, that thin. But anyway, that's my fill-in. But my New York days were pretty good. And the reason I wanted to talk to you about it was just like refreshing yourself and going, you can't go back, and I'm not going to go back, but I enjoyed, and I've learned, and I appreciate what I've learned. I don't know if I can go back to find her. We're talking like about 25 years ago, 25 years ago, so who knows what's happened. Anyway, that's my story for today. I'll be in the city tomorrow, so we'll talk about it, and you guys have a good day. And for those that went to school or going to school, or your kids are going to school and have to go, I hope you had a good day. And to anybody else, I'm just going to say have a good day anyway. But later, guys. Thanks for watching.